Hey, how's it going, Red Tune? Welcome to part 5 of Bring Back the Drift Car. Muzza's got a lot of work to get through. The weather's pretty daunting today. It's heavily raining. It's going to be heavily raining for the most of the week, they're saying. I think till about Wednesday. I've got now pretty much 4 days to get the car ready. And it's still floating on stands. So I've got heaps of stuff to do. I've bought a few parts during the week to fix up the car. I've got a couple of tyres fitted to the 10-inch rims, 17 by 10s. I've got 235 stretched on there, which they fit pretty good. Pretty happy the way they sit. So I've got to put them on the front of the car, and then I've got to measure the actual width of the car to see if it's going to fit on the car trailer. So I'm pretty sure when I measured it before I picked it up, it was 2 meters wide. And it's hard to find a car trailer that's actually 2 meters wide between the guards. So that's why I end up getting I got Adam's custom trailer just to get it home because it was wide for supercars. And then I was going to work it out later. So I need to hire a trailer at the moment. I've got to work out how many events I'm going to do, see if it's worth buying a trailer. This car trailers usually start from $4,000 sort of plus now. So if this car goes good, I'll invest in buying a car trailer. But if it's up and down or very costly to run, I might just keep hiring it. And just when I go to events, I'll just hire a trailer because I'm a bit cut for space where I'm living now. Not like the old days when Muzza had a big workshop. Muzza works out of a little house garage now, like most of you guys at home, which is still doable. You just got to work smarter and live to your means. So I'll show you what I got so far, and this is what we're going to get done today. Let's have a look. Alright, so we've put engine oil in the car so far. I run HPR 10. I've been running it for years on all my drift cars, all my race cars, and it's always done me good. I find it's a real good grade, nice high quality oil. So that's what I'm running in my drift cars. And then I've got here, I've got the overflow expansion tank I'm going to run. So I'm going to run a Daco style overflow expansion tank in the engine bay. And then here I've got another fire extinguisher. I've got some octane booster because this car doesn't run E85. So I'm going to run octane booster. I'm pretty much going to run 1/3 per 20 litres of petrol because that sort of adds up to be 60 litres for a tank full. I'm running Mustang .4 brake fluid. So I find this brake fluid is really high quality. .4 is good as well, pretty superior. Because Mustangs run Brembo's standard on the V8s, and this is what they run. And this is a high quality brake fluid. And plus I can get it from work pretty cheap, so I'm going to run that. And then here, I bought this stuff from Bunnings. It's actually flushing tape for repairs. And what I use it for, most of my drift cars, I've been using it for years, is to fill in holes. So it's pretty good stuff. It's got like a double adhesive on the back, which sticks to pretty much anything because it's made for house gutters and stuff. But also got like a metal film. So I find it's like pretty, like it's like a metal skin. So it's really good for patching holes in floors, firewalls, I find. And then I just normally just paint it black so it blends in with the car. And then this is how I'm going to fix my blinker issue I got. So I got an old school blinker relay, and I got one of the new gen ones, electric ones. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go at the moment, but I've got both just in case until I work it out. And then over here we go. So that's a 17 by 10 rim, and we put on a 235 45 17-inch tyre, which fits really nice. Like it's got slight stretch, but it's not too crazy. So I'm pretty happy with that. So that's going to be my front tyre. I'm just running chippy tyres for the moment. I know it's probably not the best, but I'm a bit of a tight ass. I've always run cheap tyres on my car. And I haven't really had an issue, but I don't really drift full high competitive. If you're going to run competitive, like full comps, then you go to like a semi-slick. I think you want max grip. But for a bit of drift fun, that'll do for now. And then, yeah, that's the car. We're going to bleed the brakes. I've got to check the gearbox oil, diff oil. I've got R33 stuff I found, which I'm going to fill in one of these bags. I was going through all my old parts somewhere. Oh, where is it? It's somewhere in there. So I can fill in the hole. I'm going to put an R33 floor mount gearbox boot. So you don't have that massive hole in there as well. Keep a bit of noise out, a bit of heat out, and looks better than that big ugly hole they've got there. So let's get to it, RevTune. Okay, so we're going to start with the changing the brake fluid and the clutch fluid. So on this car here, because it's got the racing pedals set up, my fluid reservoirs are actually behind the pedals, which you can see. So the one on the left is the clutch. And then for the brakes, I've got actually two separate ones. One for the front brakes, one for the rear. So I'm going to start with changing the fluids to .4. So I'm going to change the fluid by using a brake fluid sucker. So I've got a brake fluid sucker here. You can also use a syringe, or you can buy little pumps. Whatever you've got at home makes it easy to get the fluid out. So there's my fluids. It's hard to see for me because it's under the dash here, but that's the clutch fluid. So the rear brakes one's looking good, but the other one, the front one's looking a bit dark, but the clutch one's looking pretty black. So let's change them. So I was sucking out the brake fluid reservoirs. I found all this white chunky stuff in there. And but lucky the filter caught most of it, so I'm cleaning out the filters. So that's the brake reservoir filters, and this is the clutch one. So look at the clutch one's pretty dirty, man. Look at the gunk in there. All right, I've cleaned the reservoirs out. There was a lot of gunk in there. Could be half the reason why the brakes are so crap on this thing. So now I've refilled it with clean fluid, and I'm gonna pressure bleed it and see how it comes out at the calipers. Starting with the rear brakes first. So there's the bleed nipple here. I've got my little bottle I made, have a tea bottle to catch the fluid. Let's have a look. So a lot of gunk came out of my brake system. There was even chunks and stuff that came out. So this car was used for circuit racing. I don't know if he cooked the brakes, or maybe because the bias was set up too much for the front. He just overheated the front brakes. But we'll just have to see how it goes now. So I flushed it through a fair few times. It's coming out pretty clean, coming out consistent, no more air. It did have a lot of air in it too. So hopefully this fixes my brake issue, but we'll find out when we test it.